Another great time here at Edu Channel, and of course, this is the history show. And of course, in the studio is Mwalimu will be taking us to a very exciting moment. Every time I think about history, historical moments that we believe that the past has an effect to the present and also where we are heading to. I don't know the topic, but I'll be leaving that to the expert to deal with that. And of course, let me start by introducing the sign language interpreter on the other side of the studio. That is Velma Akinyi, and in the studio, Mwalimu.
Yes, Martin Odoyo.
Martin Odoyo.
The history teacher.
The history teacher. And of course, I'm your host, Aliwa David. Definitely after all this, maybe if you have a friend and you want them to also benefit as you, you can always go to our website, that is the Kenya Education Cloud, and you'll get every other recording of the episodes or the shows that have been shown here at Edu Channel. Mwalimu,
yes.
So after a very long time, again, you're back. Yes. What are we talking about today?
First of all, thank you, Mr. Lewa.
Yeah.
It has taken time before we meet.
Yes.
Today, we want to talk about something in history.
In history.
But it borrows much from the government perspective. Because history is always two. History and government.
Yes.
So today, we want to deal with something that touches on the structure of government.
Structure of government.
Yes. But before we go that far, our topic today is about citizenship.
Citizenship.
Yes.
Very important.
You know, this thing is always problematic. Do you remember the story of Miguna?
Yeah, I remember the story of Miguna.
Yes.
Is citizenship, I don't know, revoked?
There was something to deal with. He's not a Kenyan, he's a Kenyan.
He's a Kenyan.
So people were somewhat confused. Today we want to demystify that.
Demystify that.
Yes.
Now, now the topic is...
about citizenship. But what we'll be dealing with today, right now, is ways of becoming a Kenyan citizen.
Ways of becoming a Kenyan
citizen. Yes.
Very important.
Yes.
Because some of us also need to know, because, you know, there are people who are confused or they don't know how do you become a citizen.
Yes.
Or are you even a citizen? At the same time, you need also to know. I
believe.
hope maybe you'll be also talking, I'll also maybe ask, maybe in advance, is there a point whereby somebody who is a true citizen,
yes,
this citizenship, like now what happened to Miguna, can be revoked?
Yes, it is possible. And we'll be looking at them all.
Yes.
When we'll now be talking about ways of becoming a Kenyan citizen.
Wow.
I think without wasting time, we have already introduced the topic, which is about citizenship. And our subtopic is now ways of becoming a Kenyan citizen. I think we can now go forward. Let's look at what do we want to achieve today, of which will form part of our specific objectives. Like the first one, we need to understand of this term, citizenship.
What is citizenship?
Yes, we need to define it. So by the time you'll be living here, you as a Lewa, you are well equipped with this stuff.
I'm waiting for that.
Yes. The second objective is about ways of becoming a Kenyan citizen. And according to the new constitution that was promulgated on 27th August 2010, there are only two ways.
Two ways only.
Of becoming a Kenyan citizen.
I'll also be asking you what was the difference between the 2010 and the other one.
Yes. I'll help you there.
Yes.
So let's now look at the third objective. We want to look at conditions one must meet to qualify to be a Kenyan citizen by birth. Yes. Remember, I've already just given you a clue that we'll be talking about two ways.
Two ways.
One is about through birth. The second way is through registration. So today, we want to start with the birth.
Yes.
Ways, or what is it that you must do, or how must you qualify to become a Kenyan citizen by birth. And then finally, we'll clear by looking at our conditions under which citizenship that was acquired through birth can be revoked or taken away by the government.
Yes, what we've just talked about.
Yes, yes. So those
State
are the only four.
under which citizenship acquired by birth can be revoked or taken away by the government. Interesting.
You are a Kenyan citizen by birth, but a certain period of time, you are declared non-citizen of Kenya.
That would be the worst moment. Yes.
So we look at these conditions. What is it that if you've done, you will now lose your citizenship by birth?
Wow.
I think we can now start now.
Let's start it off.
Yes. So before we go very far, we need to define few terms, Mr. Lewa. Yes. When we talk of a citizen, who is a citizen? Because now you can meet everybody in the street. That doesn't mean they are a citizen.
You know, just maybe juggle my mind is someone who belongs to a country.
You are almost there, and you are almost right. So we talk of a person who has the legal right to belong to a certain country.
Oh.
Yes. It must be legal right.
So you as a student, if they are watching, they must add the word legal.
Legal right to belong to a particular country. And with that, you are allowed to enjoy all the rights and freedoms as a citizen of that country. Remember, if you are a foreigner or an alien, there are certain rights that you will not enjoy. Yes, there are some that are only a privilege to the Kenyan citizen. So if you are a citizen, there must be that legal right. The second term is about Kenyan citizen. Now, we talk of a person who has the legal right to live freely and anywhere in any part of Kenya. Remember, when we talk about citizen, the legal right to live.
To live, yes.
But now a Kenyan citizen, he has what it takes legally to live in any part of Kenya. Yes. Now the third one, when we talk of citizenship, we are referring to the legal right of a person to belong to a particular country.
Very interesting. So you defined citizen.
Yes, first.
Then Kenyan citizen. Then citizenship.
Yes.
Maybe again for the listener, the viewers, that is.
Yes.
What would be the difference? Just a recap on citizen and citizenship. What is the difference?
Generally, there is no much. The emphasis is all about the legal right to belong to a particular country. You are backed by the law. You've met all the qualifications to be that a citizen of that country. And therefore, you enjoy all those rights and freedoms. Yes.
Wow, you can be protected
by the law.
By the law.
Yes.
Even if you go outside another country, your country, through maybe the embassies or something,
yes,
they'll be looking for you because you're one of them and
good,
subscribe to that country.
Good. Then there's something that is very interesting. Before 2010 Constitution, we were only supposed to be a Kenyan citizen. A moment you acquire citizenship of another country, automatically you lose the Kenyan citizenship. But after 2010 Constitution, you are allowed to belong to at least 2 countries. So we talk of the dual citizenship.
Dual citizenship.
Yes.
That is somebody who belongs to 2 countries.
You are allowed by law to belong to at least 2 countries. So I can be a Kenyan citizen by birth. But again, the Kenyan Constitution allows me to become a citizen of another country. Yes. But remember, before 2010, it was not allowed. You become a citizen of another country, you lose the Kenyan citizen automatically. Yes.
Wow.
So dual citizenship is something that is highly protected within the new Constitution 2010. Yes. So let's go and now look at ways of becoming a Kenyan citizen.
A Kenyan citizen, yes.
And we've agreed there are only 2.
Only 2.
So the first one we have by birth. The second one is by registration. But remember, this one we are now saying in low tones. We don't want students to get much of it. Before 2010, there were 3 ways. There was one that was dealing with naturalization. Yes.
You naturally become after a period of time?
Yes. When you find yourself to be in a Kenyan territory for almost 7 years, naturally you qualify to be a Kenyan citizen. But that one was done away with when the new constitution was promulgated. So we only have 2 ways.
2 ways.
So the first one, through birth, you can become a Kenyan citizen. Through registration, again, you can become a Kenyan citizen. Yes. So those are the only 2 ways.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow, okay.
So if you can allow me, Mr. Lewa, today we want to deal with ways of becoming a Kenyan citizen through birth alone. Yes. We look at these qualifications. Once we are over with it, we can now look at ways in which that one can be revoked.
Or revoked.
Yes.
So, by birth.
Yes. So let's look at these conditions that one must meet to qualify to be a Kenyan citizen by birth. Mr. Lewa, this one you will help me. I believe you are a Kenyan citizen by birth.
Conditions that a person should meet to qualify to be a Kenyan citizen by birth. Of course, you are born by a Kenyan parents, both of them, that is father and mother.
That is correct.
Kenyans.
Yes,
that's
that
the
is
first
correct.
thing. Yes.
Yeah. Automatically, if you are a child born out of a Kenyan citizen, either your mother or your father was a Kenyan citizen at that time, automatically you qualify to be a Kenyan citizen. Either. It is not a must, both of them.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
So if your father is a Kenyan citizen, your mother could be a foreigner, automatically you will be a Kenyan citizen by birth.
By birth.
Yes. So I think we need to look at these conditions. Like number 1, if the father, the mother of the person is a Kenyan citizen, yes, I think that one we've already explained.
Yes.
And I believe majority of us fall there.
Fall there.
Yes.
Kenyan citizen.
By
because
birth.
Our mothers or our parents were Kenyans.
A citizen, yes, we are Kenyan citizens. So majority of us, we belong there.
There.
Let's look at the second condition. We are now talking of, these things are based on law.
On law.
That's why you find that they are very long.
Yes.
And they must be captured the way they are because they are already in the new constitution.
The constitution, yes.
So we are talking of a child found in Kenya who appears to be less than 8 years of age. and we don't know his parent or nationality, that child automatically becomes a Kenyan citizen. Yes.
Because as long as you are under
8 years, of
age. So if you are more than 8 years of age, you are now a foreigner. Officially, now they're looking for how they can be able to...
yes. To either chase you out of Kenya, or if you have all documentations, you will be allowed to live in Kenya for at least 7 years. And then you can apply to be registered as a Kenyan citizen through registration. Yes. But if you are below 8 years of age, and nobody knows your parents, we don't even know your country where you came from, automatically qualify to be a Kenyan citizen by birth. Yes. But again, when we'll be talking of ways in which citizenship acquired through birth can be revoked, we'll again talk about it. At that moment, the authorities realize that you cheated them, but you are more than 8 years of age, it will be revoked automatically. Yes. So it is 50-50. Let's go to the third condition. Yes. And here is now Miguna will apply.
We are applying here.
Yes.
You know why I'm saying Miguna is a maybe a historical, just put quote unquote a historical moment. Our point to I want to believe in the future, or when guys go to courts, or one day be arguing, basing the argument on Miguna's case.
Yes.
And this is now why it's very, very important also to know why did the government that...
Let's look at it. It is now you and I to judge whether was it Miguna or Kenyan government who was on the wrong side.
Yes.
So we talk of a former Kenyan citizen by birth who lost the Kenyan citizenship by acquiring citizenship of another country, reapplies to regain Kenyan citizenship. So the Constitution says, because we know before 2010 Constitution, if you become a citizen of another country, the moment you are given that passport, automatically you lose the Kenyan citizenship. Yes. But after 2010 Constitution, there was a leeway. Those who lost them, they can come back to Kenya. Once they are in the Kenyan territory, they can reapply to be considered as a Kenyan citizen by birth. Yes. So if this is what is in the Constitution, so it is up to you to gauge whether the government was right or was it Miguna.
Okay, yes. So a former Kenyan citizen by birth who lost his citizenship
by acquiring citizenship of another country, once he or she is in the Kenyan territory, he can reapply to be reinstated as a
meaning that initially you are recognized.
Yes.
This is not registering. You're not a stranger to this country. This was your country.
Yes.
But the only thing that happened here, you went to another country, acquired the citizenship of that place.
Yes.
And by that time when you acquired the other citizenship, you lost this other one.
The Kenyan one.
Or it was pending someplace. Yes. So you're just going again to remind them, hey, I'm back.
Once you've acquired another citizenship, automatically you've lost the Kenyan one.
So that's what's
before 2010.
Before 2010.
Yes. They didn't allow dual citizenship. But once you're in the Kenyan territory, you are allowed to reapply. And then you are confirmed as a Kenyan citizen by birth. Yes. So those are the only 3 ways of becoming a Kenyan citizen by birth. Yes, like the first one we've agreed, either of your parents is a Kenyan citizen. You automatically a Kenyan citizen by birth.
If you
a child below 8 years of age, automatically a Kenyan citizen. And then finally, those who have lost simply because of acquiring a citizenship of another country can reapply. Yes.
Wow. So this is according now to what is there right now
in the new constitution. Yes. So if you meet all these qualifications, my friend, you are a Kenyan citizen by birth. Yes.
Let's go.
Let's now look at these conditions. I'm already a Kenyan citizen by birth. What is it that if I've done, the government can take it away or it can be revoked? So it will form part of our second subtopic. Conditions under which citizenship acquired by birth can be revoked or taken away by government. Yes, so we want to look at them. What is it that you must do as a Lewa?
To be able
if once you've done it, you will lose your citizenship by birth. Yes. So let's look at them. Number 1, if one is proven to have acquired it through corruption or fraud. Yes.
Or just you talked about the 8-year-old.
Yes.
Below 8 years.
But here, for example, no, I can fake. Like, for example, I'm a foreigner. I can decide to come to Kenya, and then I don't have to stay for 7 years for me to be registered. But I simply say that I can't trace the birth certificate of my parents, death certificate of my parents, but I believe I'm a Kenyan citizen. So the authorities have had the task of either to confirm whether my parents are in the first place were Kenyan citizens, but they don't have anything to show. Again, with me, I have nothing to show that I'm a Kenyan citizen. I might say I lost everything by the time I lost all my parents. But in future, if they discover that you cheated them, that you are a Kenyan citizen, they will revoke it and you will be arrested. So if they realize that even though they have already given you to be a Kenyan citizen by birth, but in between there is a way you manipulated information for you to be given the Kenyan citizenship, they will revoke it. And therefore you will be an non-citizen.
An non-citizen.
Yeah. Let's go to the second one. This one we've already explained. At first we agreed a child below 8 years of age automatically become a Kenyan citizen. But when they realized by that time you are more than 8 years of age, and again they also discover that they know your country and even your parents are known, they can now revoke it. Hey. So the first one, fraud. The second one, somebody under 8 years of age.
But now it cheated.
They have confirmed you are more than 8 years of age. It is revoked. Yes. The third one, yes. And this one is very tricky. Yes. Remember, we are looking at ways in which the government can take away.
Can revoke.
Yes.
Can take away your
citizenship that was acquired through birth.
Yes.
We are talking if the nationality stroke parentage of a person became known and reveals that that person belongs to another country. Hey, it is different with the third one we were talking about. Hey. Like the first one we were talking about, it was acquired through fraud or corruption, it will be revoked.
Yeah, the second one is now this.
The age has been discovered. You are more than 8 years of age, it will be revoked. But now, we realize that, no, we thought that you don't belong to any country. But now at this stage, we realize that you belong to a country. You are either a Ugandan citizen, a Canadian citizen, etc. At that stage, the immigration authorities will revoke it automatically. Because there's no way you can be given a Kenyan citizen first. You know, citizenship acquired through birth, it is the first one.
The first one, yes.
Yes. There's no way you can be given citizenship through birth if already you are born in a different country. Yes. So at that stage, it will be revoked. Yes.
Wow.
So, Mr.
If the nationality parentage of a person becomes known or revealed, that the person was a citizen of another country, it's revoked.
It is revoked. But again, no, this one has also led to a lot of problems. The first thing they will do, this one is now what we've gathered outside there. A foreigner can decide to come to Kenya, stays in a place there whereby nobody knows where he or she came from.
Yes.
Then from no stage, they decide now to say that the deceased individual was one of their parent. And that guy, that deceased individual was a Kenyan citizen.
Yes.
So it will be extremely hard again at that time
to be able to
know whether he's telling the truth or she is telling the truth concerning the deceased individual. So it will also take some good time and investigation to discover, is the person telling the truth? When they discover that now you are cheating them, and most importantly, you are a citizen of another country before you came to Kenya, it will be nullified. Yes. Wow. So, Mr. Liwa, that one brings us to the end. Yes, of what we were talking about. Ways of becoming a Kenyan citizen by birth. By birth. Yes.
Wow.
The only thing that remains is now our task. Yes. So somebody who was not listening well, but want to take notes, I think we can do something of a recap.
Yes. Yeah, a recap, because we need to go back to see. So some of the things we need to learn out of this topic. Citizenship. Citizenship. That was the topic.
Is something.
What are some of the things we need to know? Because you see, I sometimes look at history in a very different way. That is not just a matter of somebody sitting down to do an exam. But it's also way of life.
You need to equip yourself with some good history knowledge.
This is very important. Because now, what about maybe if I just throw in if somebody maybe gets married to a foreigner, how does that foreigner become a Kenyan citizen?
Hey, Mr. Lewa, you are ahead of me. But that one will be now.
It will come
under registration.
Okay.
If I'm married to a foreigner and I'm a Kenyan citizen, automatically my wife will be a Kenyan citizen by registration.
It used to be said that it favors men more than women. Is it still like that?
But no, now society has changed.
So even women...
Yes, I can be married to another country. I can also bring a lady to Kenya. Yes.
What about a lady in Kenya bringing a man? Will that man automatically become...
The same applies both ways.
That's
yes.
great, okay.
As long as one of the partner is a Kenyan citizen by birth, the second individual automatically becomes a Kenyan citizen by registration. Yes.
So it's a very important thing to people to know about.
It is about.
Yes.
Very important to learn.
To learn.
Yes. And the first one and the most important one, you must understand the ways of becoming a Kenyan citizen, of which we've agreed through birth and registration.
So just do a recap of this.
Yes.
You're finishing one.
Yes, we've agreed. 2 ways of becoming a Kenyan citizen. Number 1 is through birth. Number 2 is through registration. And again, there was something that we talked about, something to deal with the dual citizenship. It is not a way of becoming a Kenyan citizen. It is just a privilege given to us by the new Constitution 2010 that I can belong to a Kenya citizen. I can be a Kenyan citizen at the same time a citizen of another country.
But very important there, you said, even dual citizenship, it means that when you belong to the other country, when you come back again, you have to reapply. Or that used to happen those days.
Those days.
Also, it's clear right now things are different.
Things are different.
You can belong to another country but still maintain
a Kenyan citizen. They have no problem.
Oh wow.
Yes.
That need to go on record.
Yes. And then we also looked at now ways of becoming a Kenyan citizen by birth.
Yes.
Of which we've agreed. If I'm a child, either one of my parents is a Kenyan citizen by birth, automatically I also qualify to be a Kenyan citizen. If I'm a Kenyan citizen or a child found in Kenya below 8 years of age, that person qualifies to be a Kenyan citizen by birth.
Yes.
And then finally, a Kenyan citizen who lost it before the 2010 Constitution can reapply to be reinstated back as a Kenyan citizen.
Yes. And of course, you also talked about ways of...
It can be revoked.
Can be revoked, by the way. And one of them is...
if you acquired it through corruption, it will be revoked. When they realize that you are above 8 years of age, again it will be revoked.
You were above 8 years of age, but you cheated.
By the time, yes. And then finally, the last one was about if they discover the parentage or the nationality where you came from, again it will be revoked.
Wow.
Yes.
Thank you so much. We come to the end. Or maybe you have a task or something?
Just a task.
Kindly.
Yes. So they will have to take it down.
Yes.
Give advantages of dual citizenship.
Give advantage of dual citizenship. Advantage of dual citizenship.
Yes.
I think there might be easy, but of course do your research.
They have to try.
And try. That's a task from Mwalimu here. And of course we come to the end of this beautiful show, the history show here. And of course Mwalimu was, your name kindly?
Mr. Odoyo or Martin Odoyo.
Martin Odoyo.
Yes.
And of course sign language interpreter was Velma Akinyi. I was your host, Aliwa David. And of course, as I always say, you want to get more about this citizenship, that's what we've started with, you can go to our website, that is Kenya Education Cloud, and you'll get every other thing there. Remember also to invite a friend. Be good to your neighbor. Be good to your neighbor, that it can also benefit as you also benefit. So to come to the end, and God bless you. Until next time, bye-bye.